part 3 of the Goring Gambit. So after e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and d4, e takes d4, c3, d takes c3, and knight takes c3, we are getting into the standard position, which already we studied for 2 lessons. And today is the final lesson, and I would like just to show you the most, I would say, playable continuation for black in this position, bishop b4. So in the previous lesson we also considered the knight f6 and d6 with the knight f4. Looking at bishop b4, I would like to draw your attention to other continuation, d6, which after bishop c4 would lead to the similar line with knight f6, but black has also another opportunity just to play bishop e6. In that case, for keeping the initiative, white has to exchange. Bishop takes e6. And after f takes e6 to play immediately, typical move, queen b3, simultaneously attack e6 and b7 pawns. So now clear that queen d7, after queen takes b7, leads to the good position for white. So white is having just better development and already won the pawn on b7 back. So let's say after rook b8 and queen a6, white queen easy escapes. Still white is much better after short castling, and then that bishop could be developed to the long diagonal after b3 and bishop b2. Queen c8 is of course the strongest continuation in that case. How white should continue his attack in that situation? Knight g5, once again the weakest spot in this position is pawn on e6. Knight d8, f4, bishop e7, short castling, and you can realize that it's not so simple here to play for black. For instance, after knight f6, white is just continue with f4, f5. Black's king cannot castle anymore on the short side after, let's say, e5 and bishop e3. White is having just great compensation. Next, I would play rook c1. I could also intend knight d5 at right moment. Black's king never would castle on the short side. So that's why, that's the reason that bishop b4 is the most popular continuation in that position. So black is trying to exchange his dark square bishop and to finish the development very fast. The d6, knight f6, and short castling. So in the first game, which I would like to show you today, between Alexander Alokhin and Dmitry Isakov, played in Moscow tournament 1919, Alokhin didn't find the strongest response in this plan, and after bishop c4, bishop takes c3, b takes c3, d6, short castling, and knight f6, he simply decided to play here bishop a3. So other interesting opportunity here is to play knight g5 move. After short castling, f4, white intends the f7 pawn. So on most natural continuation, h6 is possible already to capture on f7. And after rook takes f7, bishop takes f7 and king takes f7, e4, e5, they can get into the very unpleasant situation. So where to go with the knight? Since d takes e5 is losing after trading, and f takes e5, knight on f6 is just lost because it's pinned. So white just gains the decisive material advantage. Knight e4 will be met by queen d5, and knight on e4 is gone. Move like knight g4 also leads to the losing of this knight on g4 after h3. So knight has no escape. So the only way for black to play in such a situation is something like knight h7 or knight g8, and still white is just keeping quite unpleasant initiative.